What's up, my epic storytellers? Okay, so Miss Christie and I have been thinking through ways of changing up the dynamics of leadership, partly just because right now the focus on Miss Christie or myself in running things is a little too intense. We want to transform, just like the entire church needs to transform, and what Ronnie wants for the entire church is for every ministry to be a volunteer-led ministry, not a staff-led ministry. So that means that we have less staff, we have more volunteers, but we also give our volunteers more responsibility and ownership of what's going on. So with that being said, we are going to go down to just having one director on a Sunday, and then a storyteller. If you're up to be a storyteller on a Sunday, you are in control of the flow of things. We're going to make it to where no more of, me kind of directing the tech team or what's happening next, or Miss Christie. You guys know the flow better than anybody else. Honestly, you guys on any given Sunday know the flow better than Christie or myself, because even though we may have edited the curriculum or set everything up, we've moved on mentally and we haven't retained that information. So on a Sunday, we may have forgotten, like, oh, what's supposed to happen again? And what are we covering again? And so, but you guys, if you're up, then that means that you're prepared, that you have studied the script, you know the flow. Honestly, it's probably best that flow is in your hands, because it's your show that day. I mean, you're the one that's going to be up there, and so we're going to have it to where, you're the one that's going to make sure that the worship leaders, man, get them, make sure they are where they're supposed to be. They're close by. When you know it's time for them to get up to lead worship, man, have them go up there. We're going to let the worship leaders know, like, hey, you're looking to the storyteller. If you have any questions about what you need to do and when you need to do it, you need to look at the storyteller. Don't look at Adam and don't look at Christie, because we have to back off of that and give you guys ownership. And again, it makes sense for you to do that. Now, originally we had a plan where the directors were going to kind of be in charge of the flow, but that really doesn't make sense, because let's be honest, directors are not looking at the script or the flow before Sunday. So they're getting here and they don't really know what's going on. You guys do. So this makes the most sense. We've got the best storytellers. You guys are strong leaders. You're smart, you're sharp, you're creative, and you know what? You can take control. Every single one of you can really own an environment. Own it, okay? So again, we're transforming this space to where there's going to be one director. Now, that director is not worried about what's going on with if worship leaders are supposed to be up or what's going on up there on the stage. All they're worried about is they're just going to focus on the youth. They're going to focus on bathroom procedures. They're going to focus on discipline. They're not worried about the flow at all. And then Miss Christie and I are going to make sure that we pull back to where every time we enter the room, the eyes come to us as far as tell us what to do next. So we want to move away from that. So storytellers, you know the time frame of when we're supposed to split, when we're supposed to switch up, all that kind of stuff. You should know the flow before Sunday of what's happening first, countdown, and then worship, and then all this kind of stuff. So that's the stuff that you would naturally know anyways. And this is going to move us into a ministry where it's volunteer driven, where the director is taking care of the nuts and bolts of making sure leaders are where they're supposed to be. Things are happening out here where they're behaving, and things are working out here for you, for the stage. And we're going to have a separate team that's helping with bathroom stuff, and they're helping with kids checking in, and they're doing all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, we've got a rec leader down for the gym. When you're done, storytellers, and you're ready for them to line up, you're not going to have Christie or myself tell them to line up. You're going to be the one to own that moment. Have them line up at the door, head on down to the gym, and then you're going to make sure to get started with that next round where you got just your K through second graders, and then your third through fifth graders come up, and all that kind of stuff. So the dynamics are shifting in that way where on a Sunday, basically, here's the deal. Who's in charge of Epic Elementary at 10:30 service on a Sunday? It is the director, and it is the storyteller. Storyteller is thinking about the worship dynamics, the flow of everything that's happening in front of the kids. The director is thinking what's happening out here, and are they doing what they're supposed to do to make sure that they're paying attention to what you're running up there, okay? This is a work in progress. We will get used to this. There's some transitioning that's going to have to happen. You'll feel uncomfortable maybe the first time you do it. It's okay. You'll have questions. Miss Christie and I will be there to answer questions. It's not like we're disappearing and moving off. We have to shift the dynamics a little bit to where it's more of a volunteer-driven ministry, and leaders are actually running the show. And we believe in you guys, and we know that you can do this, and you will make us better. Boom, 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 boom. See ya.